Hey guys, Corey Correa here. Welcome to Blue Talks, and I hope you enjoy this video.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be speaking here in Oxford, England, of course, about a topic that I have made now my own. I've made it my lane. And one of the reasons I made it my lane is I just like when if someone goes into a room and all of a sudden they tell somebody that they're grieving, what happens? People are like, that's very nice. Thank you. Nice to meet you. I gotta go. And that's what grievers get. We feel like we don't belong. So I want to ask you, have you ever had a moment when time stopped? When you felt frozen because you didn't know what to do? Maybe it was a call, a breakup, or silence. I know that silence. We have a tendency when we're uncomfortable to want to fix ourselves because it's not the other person's problem. We look in and we're like, what? Something sticking out on me? What's wrong with me? That is what we try to overcome, and there is no overcoming. One hot August day, many, many years ago, my boys were small, we were going to a pool party. I was working at the time, and our boss invited us all to his pool party. Such a pleasure. So what we did, we're having fun. We're in there. And all of a sudden, my children are laughing. And I see them at the shallow end. That's fine. The next moment, my oldest son, Stefan, 5 years old, is in the deep end. And he's thrashing. And my panic. It's like, so I ran to the edge of the pool and I'm calling the other people that are in the pool to help. No one's listening. No one's coming. They're all enjoying their life and moving as if nothing is happening. So I did the next thing that I could do. I'm running to the other edge and I'm going, Stefan, listen to me. It's Mom. I got ya. You know how to float. Relax. You know how to float. And I kept repeating and repeating, listen to my voice. You know how to float. I got ya. Until he slowly came towards me, floating. And I grabbed him out of the pool. Now, for Moni people, the simplest thing would have been, why didn't you just jump in and save him? I don't know how to swim. And that moment has stayed with me forever. Because it wasn't just the fear that I had. It revealed what? When you trust your intuition, it's going to show you what is the right way for you. Because I knew that if I had jumped into that pool, not only would have been my son, it would have been me. And that's what happens in grief. We become frozen in a time and we don't listen to our intuition. My son at 16 was diagnosed with an incurable blood cancer. For 11 years, we lived that journey. At 27, when he died, my world shattered. And during that time, I again was his lifesaver. I was the one that he listened to. That voice that said, I got ya, we're here. And then the moment that he died, all of a sudden, I was in the pool. I was the one that was floundering. And I was looking for people to save me, to be my lifeline. Who was going to come and help me and no one came. All I got was cliches, platitudes. They didn't really help. And for 10 years, I was in that frozen state where I didn't know who I was. I functioned. I was on autopilot. I knew what I could do. At the time, I was a realtor. Yeah, that part was easy. I could do contracts. I could do showing. I could sell. Don't tell me about my own life, because I had no clue who I was and what I was doing. And I noticed I didn't have patience for anyone. It just seemed anything that I believed in was stripped away. And part of that was I was waiting for the director to call cut, because my life felt like it was frozen in that frame. It felt like a slow-going movie of wondering, will life always be this way? I'm already in it for 10 years. Will I sit in this pain forever? Is this what it's going to be like? Until I started listening to my intuition that was telling me, no, be curious. You don't have to do what everyone is telling you. Maybe what they're saying isn't right. And that's what came to me. That grief isn't something to overcome. There's no lesson in it. There's no silver lining that we need to learn from. What we get is that grief walks with us if we allow it. We carry love and loss in the same breath. They both can coexist. And a lot of times we're thinking, can I have love or do I need to focus on the loss? But you're in that middle and you don't know where to go. And walking into the unknown feels like you're walking into an abyss and you don't know what you're supposed to be doing. And so in my journey and by walking with others, I came up with a guide. And it's called the Pillars of Care. It's not any steps that you need to take. It's a way to breathe and to start listening to your own heart, your own intuition. Because a lot of times what happens, and maybe you feel like this way too, something's happened in your life. You've had an event that has made some trauma. And everyone tells you, you got to heal. Come on, you got to get back to what you were or who you were. When are you going to get back to normal? And when we hear the word healing, really what it means is, I don't like who you are right now. Get back to who you were before. Then we can talk. And to the person who's gone and experienced this trauma and not knowing who they are, healing sounds like forget anything that happened to you. If you forget it, then we know you can heal. That's not healing. Healing is listening to our heart and knowing that with the ache, it comes from a scar. And from that scar, we can love again. And so the Pillars of Care, which is an acronym for C, compassion for yourself. A is acknowledge. We all have thoughts and feelings. Don't judge them. R, release the guilt, the shame, and the regrets. E is embrace who you are right now and who you are becoming. And this is actually something that we practice every single day. It's not just a one and done. We need to give ourselves care every single moment, every day. And so when we live from the scar and we know that the ache is part of us, we can get that love grows bigger because we have gotten to know that love and loss exist together and we can live life fully. And joy, when it comes differently. And have you ever felt that when you're laughing, when you've actually had an experience, and then afterwards when you laugh, the first times you're like, hopefully nobody noticed that, because then they're going to think I'm better and I'm not. And that's what we do. We put on that mask that, hey, everyone thinks we're better. When we come from the love is bigger, when we laugh, it's a true laugh. And whatever someone else thinks doesn't matter. And that's the work that I do when I'm with other grievers, is so that way they are comfortable in who they are now and know that they don't have to forget their experience or their person that they're missing. It's okay to miss your person. It's okay to say, I miss them. Because a lot of times what we want to do is when we've had a good experience, we want to pick up that phone and go, hey, guess what? And we realize, oh, I can't phone them. They're not there. But we can recognize that and acknowledge it and go, wow, this would be so great if they were here and I could tell them. I can't. But I can speak to them still from my heart, because that's where they are. I carry my son every day with me because he's in my heart. I also carry his bracelet that I shortened for my own wrist, and it never comes off. As I always go, it's showering with me, it travels with me, so he's with me no matter where I go. And this is the thing that I want to leave with you, is that when you feel that you are broken, know that you are not. Because we are not broken, and no one needs to be fixed. You are you, and you are enough exactly as you are. And if something resonates, reach out, ask for support, because it is part of being human, and it's part of being vulnerable, which is actually where strength comes in. Strength isn't about putting on that brave face. Courage is being vulnerable and saying that you need support. You don't have to carry this alone. And today could be the day that shifts everything. And I want to leave you with, we carry love and loss in the same breath.